Hello and welcome to another video of mine. It's Kemal AA and this is another Chelsea transfer news video for you guys, where I'll keep you guys up to date with all the latest Chelsea news in the previous 24 hours and some big news stories. This video will solely be on centre backs. It's the Chelsea centre back hunt. I'll be speaking about 3 news stories all regarding centre backs: David Alaba, Konate and Boateng and Ibrahim Konate from RB Leipzig, Thiago Upamecano's partner. I'll be delving into all the news stories, some interesting news stories to speak about, and then of course give my thoughts, opinions at the end. Before I do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's Chelsea news daily video for you guys. Now, starting off with the crazy story, and it's by Matt Law, broken by Matt Law from the Telegraph Sport. Very reliable journalist. We know the credibility Matt Law has, and this was shocking. I mean, my eyeballs were gorging. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Thiago Silva is hoping to extend his Chelsea contract past this season, but any move by the club to partner him with Real Madrid target David Alaba will solely rest on the Bayern Munich defender lowering his £400,000 a week wage demand. Did I just read that correctly? David Alaba wants 400 bags a week. Come on, man. Come on, like, honestly, what is this? And the thing is as well, it's not even a tier 4 source. It's not even an unreliable source. This is a credible journalist in Matt Law. So the fact that Matt Law is coming out and saying this means that there is some legitimacy behind this. Meaning this figure is true, in fact true. Which is shocking. It's flabbergasting. I can't believe what I'm reading. Hazard, to put it into perspective, yeah, Eden Hazard was on £200,000 a week at Chelsea in his prime. He was on half of that in his prime. Yeah, and he was an attacker. Yeah, he was a creative. He was a goal-scoring winger. He's a defender. Now, don't get me wrong. David Alaba is a world-class defender. Yeah, 20 years of age, in his prime, can play left-back, centre-back, midfielder. He's got all of Europe's elite clubs chasing and pursuing for his signature. He is a world-class player. There's no denying that. But £400,000 a week, come on, that's ludicrous. And obviously, naturally, Chelsea have been completely put off by this. Now, it doesn't mean we're ending our interest. Chelsea have already spoken to David Alaba's entourage and their representatives. They say, listen, look, yeah, we really want you. However, we cannot just pay you £400,000 a week, which is completely acceptable. It's understandable. You know, I wouldn't pay £400,000 a week. I wouldn't even pay £300,000 a week. You know, if he lowered his wage demand by a significant amount, I can see it still happening, which then leads me to believe, and it explains why he still hasn't signed for Real Madrid, because it seems to be a money problem. Meaning he could be a mercenary. I don't think I want David Alaba at this point. Listen, he's a world-class footballer. He's a world-class footballer. He's got plenty of experience. He would elevate our defence. But I don't want mercenaries in my football club. I don't. You know, he said his dream is Real Madrid, and you know there was these premature talks. He signed a pre-contract agreement with Real Madrid, and you know he rejected 2 or 3 contract offers from Bayern Munich, and it explains why now. He rejected them because Bayern didn't offer him £300,000 to £400,000 a week. They're not stupid. You know, as good as Alaba is, he's not worth £400,000 a week. No player is. That's like Neymar and Mbappe level wages, and he's a defender. Yeah, he's a world-class one, but that is too much. You know, if it was, I would be acceptable to pay between £200,000 to £220,000 a week. I think that's, again, it's really high wages, but I think that's acceptable for the calibre of player that he is. But £400,000, you're taking the piss at this point. You're honestly taking the piss. At this point, go for a Konate, which I'll be speaking about later in this video. Go for a different. There's plenty of world-class centre-backs that are not going to demand anything crazy like that. I know he's free. I know he's lucrative. I know he's very attractive to sign. But £400,000 a week, nah, you can jog on. Not for me personally, but any of you guys that are crazy, would you pay that? Do you think that's realistic? What do you guys think? Do you agree with me in the fact that £400,000 a week is just absolutely stupid? It's a ludicrous amount of money. But leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But let's get into this second news story, and that is again another centre back. As I stressed, this video is solely on centre backs, all news stories, and it's by Miguel Delaney, reporter, journalist. Manchester United, Liverpool and Chelsea are all seriously looking at RB Leipzig centre back Ibrahim Konate. Now, Ibrahim Konate, of course, is the other centre back that plays alongside Upamecano. The other centre back they're also interested in, as well as Bayern Munich, who are leading the race for Upamecano. Now, these rumours and you know have recently surfaced up. We haven't really been interested in Konate that much in the past compared to Upamecano. We've been more significantly interested in Upamecano. But again, Konate, very similar stylistically. He's tall, athletic, very good ball playing centre back, has some nice attributes to him. I think that he's a very good player. From as far as I'm aware, I don't believe he has a release clause. I could be wrong. I don't think there hasn't been a report that he's got a release clause, whereas Upamecano does have a release clause, Konate doesn't. But I would imagine if we tried to sign him, he would be in that range of between 30 to 50 million pounds. Good young centre back, French international, has quite a few decent amount of caps for France. Actually, he's got really good ball playing centre back. He's got some weaknesses, but he's young, so he's got a lot of room for development and improvement. I think that alongside the Thiago Silva, he can really increase and improve his game. As I said, he's got some really nice attributes that could complement to Thomas Tuchel's style and system, and I think he could be a good player. But as the reports suggest, Chelsea are not the only club in for his signature. So are Manchester United and Liverpool, who are both obviously in for a centre back as well. It would be up to the player. We'll have to see with negotiations. Of course, Chelsea and Marina, they're very good at negotiations. It's one of our strengths, as it's the Chelsea hierarchy. It's one of the Chelsea hierarchy strengths, negotiations. But what do you guys think? The thing is, right, I don't watch much of Bundesliga. I'll be honest. I'm all about honesty here. I've seen clips, obviously YouTube clips. I've seen Champions League games. I've watched RB Leipzig, Bayern Munich, Dortmund in Champions League games, of course, but just because I've watched a few games, it's not a big enough sample. I want someone, any of you guys that are watching this, any German fans or Bundesliga fans, if you watch Bundesliga week in, week out, what are your honest thoughts on Konate? Do you think he'd complement our style and system? Do you think that he's a right fit? Do you think he's even good enough, or he has a good potential? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I do read all of your comments. Again, I haven't watched enough of him, but if he's anything like Upamecano, 100%, I think that he'd be fantastic. Working alongside Thiago Silva. He's strong, he's fast, he's athletic. I've looked at his profile, I've looked at his strengths and weaknesses on various football websites. I've spoken to some people, and I've heard positive things about Konate. So I'm really interested to see what you guys think. So leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But let's get into the final story. And again, it's the first centre-back I'll be speaking about, and it is on Jerome Boateng. Chelsea have reached an agreement in principle for Bayern Munich Jerome Boateng to move to Stamford Bridge this summer via Team Talk. Now, the source is very, very dodgy. Very, very dodgy. It's a Spanish source. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it because I'm going to completely butcher it. But it doesn't have many followers on Twitter. I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical of the source. I'm not sure about the legitimacy. I don't believe it's very credible. They've then gone on to say that Chelsea have been working on the deal for some time, and if nothing goes wrong, Boateng will become the first signing of Thomas Tuchel era. Now, this seems very fishy because it's simply just come out of the blue. They're literally saying that Boateng will be our first signing. But that doesn't make any sense because Thomas Tuchel has literally just come in like about 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow will be exactly 2 weeks since Thomas Tuchel signed for Chelsea. So you're telling me in this space of 2 weeks, he's already spoken to the board, he's already spoken to Roman about potential targets for someone? Nah. It doesn't make any logical sense. Doesn't make any financial sense. Thomas Tuchel has come in at a rough time. Club in turmoil. There's no unity within the squad. Mid-season, we've got big objectives. We need to save the season. He's going to be working on tactics. He's going to be a busy man on the training ground. He has no time to deal with transfer targets. I'm sure there will be a time for that once we secure top 4 and once we have the whole summer window with the Euros coming up. Thomas Tuchel will have plenty of time to discuss targets with the hierarchy. There is no way in hell that they've already discussed that Boateng is going to be our new signing. That makes zero sense whatsoever. Hence why I'm very skeptical of this source. Secondly, I don't think that Boateng is the right centre back for us. He's old, he's washed. I want to say he's finished. He's past the age of 30. He hasn't been the same since Messi dunked him in 2015. I don't know. He's been very dodgy for Bayern Munich. He's a big liability. He hasn't been good for some time now. And I think that even though he will be a cheap signing, I don't think he's the right man for us. We've already got old centre-back in Thiago Silva. I want us to go for, a centre-back that's in his prime, that's already established and world-class, commanding. I don't think Jerome Boateng is the right fit. As I said, it makes no financial logical sense. It doesn't at all because, how has Thomas Tuchel had time to discuss with the hierarchy? And would Thomas Tuchel want a player like Jerome Boateng? I don't think he fits the system. I think they would rather go for a Konate or David Alaba despite his ludicrous and astronomical wage demands. Very fishy source. I'm not sure about the source and the credibility of it. I personally wouldn't even want Jerome Boateng. I think, as I said, he's not world class anymore. He's completely finished. He's not been the same for a long time. There's a reason why Bayern Munich is selling him to try and sign Upamecano. Why are we signing Bayern Munich rejects? You know, we should be going after the targets that Bayern Munich are trying to chase, because we're trying to get to a level. How are you supposed to expect us to get to Munich's level when we're signing their rejects? That doesn't make any sense. You know, we should be going for your Upamacanos, your Konates, your Marquinhoses, your Alabas, etc. Not signing their rejects that they want to get rid of, because you're not going to grow or develop as a squad. So I don't want to sign him personally. The source is not reliable. But I thought I'd report it because that is the rumour that's been circulating through Chelsea social media in the past 24 hours. But if you'd enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions on each topic that I did speak about. But I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.